Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it through a Thursday. It was a lot busier at work today than it normally is, so I'm still trying to whew, my job. I'm orange today, apparently. I don't know why my camera does this sometimes. It makes me orange. I think it's the background and the light, not the camera. Um, but it's annoying. And I can't look at chat because then I'm really annoyed. Like I can't focus. All the normal suspects in chat today. Kelly is drinking all my beer. Although why Fozzie would hand Kelly a beer is beyond me. Kelly, I don't think I would ever have you hold my beer. It's a weapon. It's a weapon. So I got Grumpy Judge today, and he's really good, and it's really good, but I didn't edit. So we're gonna go through this together. I have also, I know this is gonna sound rude, I saved the best Reese for a video that I'm gonna put out today. Because only because it's so good that you have to focus on it and listen. And we don't do that. We don't do that here. But you'll still be able to see it when I put it out, and you'll still get plenty of Reese. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just gonna pop it forward to the part that we want.
Matter is it fine? May I have a file? I ran into Vicky
Oh wait.
Sunday, I think it was, getting a scoop of ice cream in Swainsboro at the Scoops. And I asked why she had abandoned me and was no longer here helping me get files and making court run efficiently. She said it was not her fault, that she would love to be here helping the courts run efficiently, but you and Ms. Wilson made her stay in the office. Now,
are we not efficient enough?
well, that's the whole point of this conversation. In case you hadn't figured it out.
Point taken.
So yeah.
I think y'all are great, but I miss Vicky.
Yeah.
Everybody misses Vicky.
I would not have had to ask for these files if Vicky were here. It would already be on my desk. All right, this is the probation revocation matter. He's got two cases. Have we got probation revocation matters in both of them? Is that right or not?
That's correct.
All right, here's the petition. Okay, and we've got 22 CR 56 and 22 CR 65 and 56. He was found guilty of possession of methamphetamine, sentenced to 8 years on probation as a type C recidivist, RSAT suspended upon a improved rehab program. He's got 6 years and 1 month left on that case. Is that right, Ms. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right, Mr. Hampton? You got about 6 years left on that and a little bit extra on that case?
Sir?
You got about 6 years and 1 month left on that first case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you had another case for possession of methamphetamine, again, 8 years probation, RSAT suspended on rehab, et cetera. I got 5 years and 7 months remaining on that sentence. Apparently there's some credit for time served. They now allege that he violated the terms and conditions of his probation, not maintained suitable employment. He has not been paying his fines and fees. He's had last payment was, it's got to be a misprint. It says 2013, but the sentence wasn't until 22, so I don't understand that. I'm assuming they mean 23. He failed to report in July the 28th, and on July the 25th, his whereabouts were unknown. August the 30th, he failed to provide evidence of entry into and completion of a substance abuse program. He's not gotten his GED. and he was tested positive for marijuana.
And Jazzy, that's the life you're looking for. If you don't finish this year of school, all you have to do is finish this year of school, or you're going to be like him. Do you like to wear orange? Tell me. Jasmine, do you enjoy wearing orange when everybody else is wearing orange? Finish this year of school. Fozzie, get back to work.
Yes, sir.
All right, those are the allegations. Ms. Payne, is this a record, is this an admission?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right, Mr. Hampton? You wish to admit these allegations, at least for the purposes of this hearing?
Yes, sir.
What's the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, initially it was going to be RSAT. However, probation has indicated that he actually completed RSAT in November of 2023. He has not done any inpatient rehab. I'm thinking maybe what happened on that original sentence, RSAT suspended for inpatient. I'm thinking maybe that his RSAT space came up before he found an inpatient, so he just went to RSAT instead of inpatient, is what I'm assuming.
Did you ever go to a private rehab facility anywhere?
Yes, sir. I went to Garfield. I
Went
went
to
to
Garfield, New
fine.
Beginnings in Christ. When did you go there?
They kicked me out for sleeping. I got
Mhm.
I never been evaluated for my sleeping disorder. So I mean, church, I go to sleep at a drop of a dime. So I mean, they kicked me out.
I want that as if I had to pick a disorder to have, I would pick sleeping disorder. When I'm tired, I just fall asleep. Doesn't matter where I am, doesn't matter what I'm doing.
So I went to RSAT December 20-something.
Yeah, we were back here back in December of 2022.
Yes, sir.
December.
A warrant was issued then, at least, for him being dismissed from New Beginnings in Christ. A warrant was issued for him. I'm assuming we had a probation revocation or did a waiver. Y'all got any idea what happened there? I don't find a probation revocation.
And that's why I don't think probation had in his system either, that he went to an inpatient rehab.
Well, they would have to know that because they filed the warrant.
All right, everybody, quick before Jasmine answers. How tall is Jasmine? Put it in chat.
For his, because he failed out at the New Beginnings in Christ. I got a warrant that was submitted by probation for his being dismissed from that program. So apparently there must have been a waiver or something.
No, it was suspended under the RSAT.
Well, I know the RSAT was suspended, but usually they'll have some paperwork following that up. But in any event, he's been to private rehab. He failed out there, and then he went to RSAT. Did you complete RSAT?
Yes, sir. I completed RSAT.
All right, and then you decided to heck with this. I'm going to start using drugs again. I really don't care about going to prison.
No, it ain't even like that, dude.
Well, how's it like then?
It just, man, I just been going through a lot this year. I almost got charged with rape, got hit in the head with machete. So I mean, what you expect?
Well, you know, that's what the RSAT was supposed to teach you, was to how to go through things in life without resorting back to drugs and or alcohol.
I mean, without
I was 1 inch off. And that's the story of my life.
a place to stay, I mean, I got.
Yeah, I can give you a place to stay.
I got one right here right now.
Yeah, but they don't want to keep you long term. But I got some. This is a short term place to stay. I got some long term places to stay too.
No, sir, I ain't trying to. No, sir, I ain't trying to do that. Sir.
Well, and he's a type C recidivist on these sentences, right? You got how many priors? What I'm looking at here is it was sentenced as a type C. Well, one of them is checked box. The box that's checked is A, but now you check because the probation revocation thing says he's a type C. So how many priors has he got?
I'm checking, Your Honor. Your Honor, according to this, he has a 2010 felony conviction out of Toombs, another 2010 felony conviction out of Montgomery, an 09 out of Monroe, and then he's got these two petitions, the 2022s.
So he was in fact the type C recidivist at the time of these sentences.
In
I believe
golf,
so, Your Honor.
right, CJ, in golf?
But I'll have to check the plea sheet does not show that, and the sentence shows a type A. The probation warrant shows a type C.
I think it's one of those weird ones where it's a violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, and it's an A, subsection A. So he technically is a Class C, but for purposes of these, he would have been a Class A because his prior possessions would not have counted.
But they really made it so confusing when they passed that statute. I wonder sometimes what they're doing up there.
Wake him up. Wake up your client.
Regardless, he's had private rehab, that didn't work. He's been to RSAT, that didn't work. He's not paying his fines and fees. He's $4,000 behind, it says here. He's not reporting like he's supposed to report. He's not showing up where he's supposed to show up. He hadn't shown any entry into the substance abuse programs that he's supposed to enter into. And he's back using marijuana. You ever been to prison, Mr. Hampton?
Yes, sir.
And you liked it so good, you decided you want to go back.
No, sir.
Well, what did you go to prison for?
Just the charges that the charges had came up on me, and
The colors are very pretty. It's distracting.
Cocaine, I think it was, sir.
And then you went to prison and you got out of prison, then you decided to have possession of methamphetamine. You got two separate cases here of possession of meth. And we were kind enough to give you a probated sentence, subject only to you following the rules, and now you won't follow the rules. You won't pay your fines and fees, you won't report to your probation officer, you won't let them know where you're living, and you're back using drugs again.
Yes.
So you know what that tells me?
I want to go back to prison.
That's what you tell me, that you want to go back to prison.
No, sir, I do not want to go back to prison.
Yeah. Actions speak louder than words.
I mean, but it's hard trying to get a job when you're almost charged with rape. So, sir, I mean, that's dismal.
You know, almost, I can't imagine how being almost charged with rape would affect you getting a job.
All right.
You know, that I don't think any employer looking to hire somebody would know that you were almost charged with rape.
All right. Yes.
That just doesn't make sense to me. Ms. Solomon, it seems you don't have a handle on a recommendation at this point. Who's his probation officer? You got any suggestions?
Bonjour.
Yeah, well, she probably wants you to get close to a microphone.
Sorry about that,
If
sir.
you can't, you're not been supervising anymore. Is it Oconee being supervising him?
No, sir, I tried to transfer his case that direction because he was not reporting or following instructions. They denied the case. So I've been doing my best from a distance and
Yeah.
trying to work with him.
Great
You living over there
voice.
somewhere?
Great accent.
No, sir. That was part of wanting him to report. If he would report it, maintain strong communication, I could have effectively got him to the appropriate officer, the appropriate area, but I can only do so much. I can't.
Sure.
I'm not sure how much of a choice there is left, given that he's done RSAT and inpatient.
Yeah.
And clearly it's not working.
Ms. Payne?
The defendant's requesting 160 to 180 at the PDC, Judge.
Mr. Hampton,
Yes, sir.
what I kind of want to know is what's going to make it any better when you get out? And you know, my hands are somewhat tied because I can send you to the PDC. I'll know where you are for 170 to 180 days, and then they're going to let you out. I can send you to prison for 2 years, and they're going to probably let you out in 6 months or 8 months, you know, so
Oh, shut up.
you're going to get out regardless.
Yes, sir.
Because apparently this was not a legitimate type C sentence. Now, if it was a legitimate type C sentence, I could send you to the prison for the next 6 years,
Yes.
and they'd have to keep you, but they're not going to keep you. So what kind of hope can we have for you doing better when you get out?
I've been trying to do good, Judge. That's no lie. I just had a lot on my plate, man. And I mean, it's hard.
Well,
It's hard. That's what I'm saying. With RSAP, it ain't gonna help me get. It ain't gonna leave me, but it ain't gonna leave me back in the same direction. I'm biking at the same stopping point with no job, no money, no nothing. You feel me, sir?
oh yeah.
So that's with each situation. But I ran into a dude that was just recently in here, and he was like, if I get out, he'll have me a job. I got a number and all of his information right here.
He was in jail, you say?
Yes, sir. He bonded out. So I mean, he worked at fiber optics. So and I mean, he said he'll have me a job if I get out.
Yeah,
So,
I understand that. Well, maybe he will when you get out.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Payne, I'll go with 170 to 180 in the PDC.
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right.
So when you get out, you got to get that job and you got to get back to work and you got to start paying on those fines and fees or you're going to be right back.
I understand that, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
No, we need orange to complement these two colors. They're
All right,
not
what's
as
next?
pretty without the orange.
Can we get David Jackson?
And it looks like we're going to take a break for lunch here pretty fast, pretty quick.
Judge is
Getting
hungry,
now
guys.
12:30.
Your Honor, we do have one short here.
Okay, come on up with that.
Mr. Will, come on. Your Honor, this is Joseph Willis. It's case number 23 CS 00211. This is a contempt action. It's our allegation that Mr. Willis is in willful contempt of the court's prior order. He currently has an arrears of $6,232.92. The last time we received a payment was actually an involuntary payment, and it looks to be that that was on June of 2023. I do have his pay history for Your Honor.
You hadn't paid anything since then?
Correct.
All right. Mr. Willis? You got an obligation to pay child support. You're supposed to be paying a relatively low amount per month, but you just hadn't been paying. Hadn't made a payment over a year and a half.
Yes, sir. I've been homeless and I'm just getting back on my feet. Like I showed them, I got an interview, a job offer tomorrow at East Jordan Plastics. I tried to show them, but they said the offer doesn't stand until I sign my papers, which will be tomorrow. I let probation know as well, so I'm really stuck.
You on probation too?
Yes,
What you on probation for?
possession.
Your Honor, just some clarification. I actually called and spoke with a representative of the company that he's interviewing with. They indicated to me that there is no expectation of an offer being made at this time, only that he is an interview. Obviously, that's not really something that we can make any promises
It's been a
about.
year and a half. And you haven't made any payment. You could have picked up cans on the side of the road and sold them and made some kind of payment.
Yes.
You could have
I
raked,
understand that,
you
yes.
could have raked pine straw and made some kind of payment.
Your Honor, we are asking that he be lodged in the county jail until either the next court date or until he purges himself of contempt. by
Yep,
paying an
I agree.
$800 purge.
I agree with that.
Yes, sir. Oh, get to a microphone if you will, so that the court reporter can hear you. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I can, as long as you speak up, I can hear you.
So what I was saying is while on probation, he has had some ongoing medical that he's been dealing with. which
Yes.
explains some of the circumstances in regard to this. We're dealing with him on probation as far as.
I understand.
He does have some mitigating circumstances.
Right. Okay, got it. He doesn't have a job. He has some medical issues, so he can't pay child support, even though, I mean, the child still needs to eat right now. But, hold on.
And what are those?
He was diagnosed with cancer. He's in remission.
Because he's in remission. Yeah, and when did that,
I would have to review the notes to see, but it's been in the last couple of months.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard those.
Right. What kind of cancer have they diagnosed you with?
Stage 2 colon cancer.
Colon cancer, but it's in remission now?
Yes, sir.
What do they do, radiation, or do they do chemo, or what do they do?
Okay,
Chemo.
The only other thing I'll make you aware of is we haven't had an issue with any illegal drug use. But
Positive today.
positive today, we addressed that.
For what?
I've instructed him to go to Thailand.
Positive
You can
cocaine
buy
test
marijuana
today.
and cocaine, but you can't pay child support?
Bam, that's it. That's it, Judge.
And he told me to no longer use that anymore.
Yeah.
Legitimately, it's his first positive result. Granted, we've had some issues before with catching up with it, but it is his first positive.
I understand.
I won't let you pass it on.
But yeah, you've already let me down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You've already let me down but I understand you got issues. I get that. All right, when are you when are you gonna be back here? Not next month, but the next month? You gonna be here in December or January? What date? For my court.
Your Honor, it looks like I have on my calendar November 21st. I don't know if that's accurate.
And I'd like to go a little longer out than that. I know I can figure out when I'm gonna be here. I just wanna know when you're gonna be here, when I'm gonna be here. Yeah, I got that, but I'm saying I want it a little
I can
bit further
also
out
do-
than that.
December 19th, I could
12/19 is the next.
I could also do January 16th.
Hold on, 12/19 is a Tuesday, and I'm not here on a Tuesday. I'm gonna be here on the 21st. No, hold on, maybe I'm in the wrong month. You're right. December 19th will be 2 months. All right, let's reschedule, and y'all gonna be here then too, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Y'all
Let's
gonna be
reschedule
here?
it for
Y'all?
December the 19th. December 19th. You're gonna have to be clean. No Delta 8, no vapes, none, all that stuff. You gotta leave all that alone. Creighton, all that junk on the top shelf behind the counter in the convenience stores. You gotta leave it alone. Besides that, you ought not be buying anything like that anyway if you got money to pay child support. You know, a vape is like a cigarette or a beer. It's a luxury. It's something you don't have to live.
Whoa, slow down on the beer there, please, sir.
You want to help him out? I see you walking over here.
work, I got a big contract, which that up, with some construction guys, so. I'm happy to, get him on board, he has $800 in the next couple of weeks,
Yeah.
so that's if he's ever.
Yeah.
So I'm very much in.
All right, well, let me tell you something. This fellow is, he does more to help people than anybody I know. And he's trying to help people to stay out of jail, give them work to do, give them guidance, get them on the right path. But you've got to follow his rules and listen to what he says, okay? Let's put this down for December the 19th. We're gonna come back on December the 19th. You get to work, you get to paying them, get yourself straight, okay? What'd you say a while ago? Say you won't let me down.
Let you down, y'all.
I'm gonna remember that.
They're in
Don't let him
Georgia,
down either, okay?
Toombs, Georgia.
All right.
Think,
See you on December the 19th. Now you put it on your calendar or whatever. Reverend Bell, December 19th. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.
I'll send you one in the mail. Your Honor, if I may approach.
You may. This now,
This is David Jackson.
David Edward Jackson, he's fit for probation revocation. Somebody got a file?
They're bringing it up.
Okay. That'd be helpful.
Just so you know, I did prepare for chatter.
Oh, did you? Okay.
that would be horrible. I still think Jackson is the most, it's the last name we see the most in defendants. Because I like every couple days I'm singing that song in my head.
Abby, do you just want Brandy to let him use
You
hers?
can have my copy, Judge. It's an admission, so I don't have to.
All right, are you David Edward Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you were here for aggravated assault, sentenced to a 10-year sentence, apparently RSAT. Started date back in 2014. The end date is now February the 12th of 2025. So you don't have a whole lot of time left on this sentence. Is that right?
Mercy.
Don't be ridiculous. He can't drink coffee at almost 11 o'clock in the morning.
Apparently there was some tolling time, but you still got 4 months and 9 days left. You've had a revocation back in 2017, another revocation back in 2019. They now allege that you violated the terms and conditions of your probation by testing positive for methamphetamine. But it got circled here twice, the same date twice. I don't understand that. You were also arrested in August, that was in June. You tested positive. I don't know why you weren't brought to me then, back in 2020. Can you explain that, why there was an arrest in tested positive for meth in 2020 and no probation revocation done at that time?
That's for Mr. Jackson.
Yes, David Edward Jackson. According to this probation warrant or petition, he tested positive for meth on June the 25th of 2020. But his last revocation was June the 27th of 2019. All right. But in any event, he was arrested in August of 24, possession of meth and drug-related objects. He failed to provide proof of going to substance abuse. He doesn't go to the AA meetings like he's supposed to be going to, and he hadn't gotten his GED and so forth.
I done the AA, Your Honor. I completed it.
Did you? Well, you don't
Yeah,
complete.
I got
You can't complete AA. AA's a
completed AA. Those steps are easy. I did them in an hour.
Lifetime.
Yes, sir,
I
but
mean,
I
that's,
got
you know,
my medallion, the first year.
yeah. What's the recommendation?
Your Honor, he's indicated he has been accepted to the Forge, so the state is agreeing to the Forge. The Forge has had pretty good success historically, so we have agreed to the Forge. All conditions have already been made special for this as well in a previous revocation. Hopefully he can get
Some help.
Yeah.
But you've been to RSAT, right?
Yes, sir, I completed it.
But you went right back to using drugs again.
Wrong crowd, because my wife died and I had nowhere to go, so I had a friend and he said I could live with him, but I didn't know this and that.
Fell right back into that same trap.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, I revoke him to the Forge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
When they get the file up here, we'll have the original, they can enter the sentence.
And your question, Your Honor, he was being supervised out of tackle. That was in the middle of COVID. We did get a warrant for him, and it looks like that warrant was told for a period of time. He spent time in Tackle County Jail. They let him bond out, so he was just out and about until we could get our hands on him.
Yep,
But
okay.
I think the Forge will be good for him.
Well, we'll find out. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll take a break for lunch. Try about start back at 1:30. Unless you got,
Can I just pull you aside real quick? I have a victim in probation who wants to speak with you.
sure. You want to do it in chambers or what?
We can probably just come up to the bench. if
Okay,
that's okay.
whatever.
Okay, I skipped the star of the show. She was the star of the show, and you're going to see her in a video today. I'm going to make the video right after this because you're going to want to concentrate. It's it's superb. It is an outstanding look into a mental issue. Um, she explains it in crystal clear detail, and you get sucked right in. So you're going to want to watch this video later. Trust me. He remembers to unmute in just a second or two. Right about now. Wrong guy. He does this. He mutes a lot, and you have to figure out if it's because he doesn't want us to hear or he just forgot. I know she's standing and talking when he unmutes. Come on, Judge. Unmute. There we go. Found it.
Defendant not allowed to go to PDC and in jail roughly 60 days, modified credit for time served, curfew, back on probation. So whatever address that probation has for him is probably the address that we need to send the
But I
notice
think
to,
that's what we did.
with the notice of proper. This is the one that had
Judge is sleeping.
Rod,
Let's wake him up.
Brandy.
Wake up, Judge.
All right. Deborah Booker coming to court of your bond to be forfeited. Deborah Brooker coming to court of your bond to be forfeited. Deborah Brooker coming to court of your bond to be forfeited. Call upon the bondsperson of Deborah Brooker to produce her body in court. She having failed to appear or arrest authorization, the bond is forfeited. Y'all prepare an order.
It's already in there, Judge.
I think she's the one that we were unable to verify.
She said
Deborah
she
or
got in a
Heather?
car wreck, and that's why she didn't show up. Heather, I think, is the one in the mental health. I know there was, we had a note about Deborah telling telling us that she got in a car wreck, but then she never, we asked for medical stuff and she never provided any. So we went ahead and issued the bench warrant.
That's up to the judge. There was one of the brokers that was up in North Georgia.
I'm gonna fast forward it a little further.
Currently count one,
There we go.
and you got about 12 years and 10 months left on that sentence. Is that right?
Same. Me too.
Right, and now, ladies, that you violated the terms and conditions of your probation, apparently we've had at least 2 separate revocation hearings, the last one being in May of this year, and you were ordered to the Way Recovery Center. And is that the one that's in Gainesville, or where is that?
That's one of the newer ones.
In Kite,
In Kite, that's the new one in
2 months
Kite.
ago, the man and his wife came and talked to us
Yeah.
about a new facility. Oglesby.
All right, but they said you went there and were dismissed for using drugs while you were in the recovery center.
Yes, sir.
You're here today with your lawyer, Ms. Payne. Ms. Payne, is this an announcement? What's your announcement?
My understanding is that he admits to the violation, Your Honor.
Is that right, Mr. Jackson?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what's next?
Well, Your Honor, we've tried inpatient, we've tried RSAT suspended. He was also arrested on September 20th of this year. That's not on there for a misdemeanor obstruction. He just refuses to abide by probation. That's clear. This is his 4th revocation. The state is asking to revoke 3 years to prison.
Ms. Payne,
I believe Mr. Jackson was wanting to address the court.
we're glad to hear from him.
I got no questions. I really was completing the program. The program, by the way, is a good program. It's no drug use there. The way they called the way I had violated was I was at work. I was working at Farm Golden in Ricefield. You know, I had got baptized at the Way of Recovery. I was doing real good. You know, I'm not here to cause no problem or to go back to prison for, you know, I'm not trying to go back to prison for just a little, you know, I'm trying to do something good in life, and prison ain't gonna do nothing but, I don't even think I'll make it through prison. I really wanna go back to a rehab to where I can really focus on doing better. See, when I got baptized at the Way, Jason Oglesby came down, Pastor Kurt, I was finna join the church, you know, and then that's just when the devil overrided. It wasn't even like I was out doing anything. I worked in the community. I was going to church, going to Bible studies. We were doing everything. You know, it wasn't like I was being hard-headed or I wasn't trying to provide with probation. It's just that I didn't know that all this time that I got on probation that it'll continue to occur. Like when you say first-degree burglary, I'm done time for this. I really don't want to see, cause my mama just turned 76. And I don't know how much longer, but I really want to be able to be out and continue to work hard on being a successful person in society. As the report came from, by the way, you can see all the good reports I had. I mean, we had a brotherhood as in the community. We go to church. It's a real good program. I would consider everybody to go to the Way because it's real good. It's a real good program, and I actually was focusing on doing better. It just happened like here's Mr. Reed. Judge Reed. It happened like I was really doing good. I went out with drinking and drugs. And wasn't nobody thinking about no drugs. Wasn't nobody thinking about none of them. Only thing we were thinking about is just trying to do right.
Why'd you take the drugs?
It wasn't like I smoked no. You know what? I ain't even smoked no weed. I really didn't. But it ended so.
Well, you've admitted here today that
Yeah, I admitted to it.
illegal drug use.
I admitted to it because when they found it in my system, it was in my system. They said it was in the system. So
Yeah.
and you know,
So you know you had to use. Did somebody at work have something for you to use or somebody?
Well, this is what happened. It was at work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
So why'd you do that?
Judge, it wasn't even, I got complacent. Honestly, I got complacent, but it wasn't like I was trying to hinder what really God had something for me. You know, I really wasn't trying to damage what I had going on. I really wasn't trying to come back in. You know, it's just too much time to be sitting and doing nothing. I was actually being the way of recovery was right. It was a good place for me.
You should have been sitting doing nothing if you was working.
Yeah, I mean, I want if I can I go to? I ain't never asked for.
Yeah, you see, you were here. You've had a revocation to RSAT back in 2023.
I finished RSAT. I completed everything.
Right.
So I don't see why I got to continue doing the same.
Because then you got out and you went back to using drugs. So we brought you back in here in May of 2024. And that's when we sent you to the recovery, to the way. And now you've thrown that opportunity away. So all that's left is prison.
Can I actually go to PDC? Can I go? I ain't gonna make it in prison.
Well, you made it before, didn't you?
Would you have a heart today, Mr. Bree?
Yeah. You know, I had a heart when you were here back in May, 5 months ago. I could have sent you to prison then, but I let you have another chance at another rehab. So, you know,
can I ask for?
You asked me then to have a heart and to give you a chance, and I did.
Judge Reed,
right?
Yes, sir. Judge Reed, I apologize for the inconvenience.
No, not an inconvenience. It's just
I just really need. I really need this time. I mean, ain't no other way. I ain't got no other. This is my last opportunity to actually. This is my last chance.
Well, no, you had your last chance. All right, revoke 2 years to the 3 years to the penitentiary. 3. And I'm sure all conditions are already special.
Yes, Your Honor, they are. Good luck.
All right, Trenton Jones.
He was the agreed upon bond, 1020.
That's already been done.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me see if I can get.
You had your last chance. Y'all had your last chance and you blew it. Go to the penitentiary. To the clink you go. Okay. So we missed Judge Fleischer on Tuesday. Well, actually Monday. I play Monday on Tuesday. We missed a bunch of Judge Fleischer, but I'm going to do today's Judge Fleischer today, and I'm going to catch up over the weekend with the rest of the Judge Fleischer. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Because I started doing 14 yesterday, and then I did some of 15, and then I got confused and backwards. So I'm just going to go to today. There he is. Steven's going after the court staff already. Steven, back off. He's gonna, this guy right here is gonna tase you. Can't remember that attorney's name.
Sir.
Yesterday.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable
Get
cause.
back
You have
to
the
work,
right to remain
Fuzzy.
silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay, good morning, Alex.
Good morning. On October 10th, 2024, officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it drive at a high rate of speed, 52 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed red, bloodshot, watery eyes, thick, dry speech, and a strong odor of mouthwash and cologne. And despite those smells, the officer could still detect the odor of alcoholic beverage emanating from the defendant's person and vehicle. The standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN was 6 out of 6, walk and turn was 6 out of 8, and the one leg stand was 3 out of 4. The DIC was red, but the defendant refused to give breath or blood. A search warrant was obtained and executed.
Can you look to see if there are any priority WIs?
No priority WIs, Your Honor.
Judge, my understanding, he has no priors whatsoever.
That's correct, no priors.
And Judge, I would just submit to the court, I spoke with my client. He wasn't trying to, I think he was confused when they were asking him for consent. He was trying to ask some clarifying questions, and the cops, my understanding, said, look, we're just gonna get a warrant. So I hope that the court doesn't ding him for, hey, you refused or anything like that as far as the conditions.
I mean, I'm gonna do the same conditions that we always do, just order you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm gonna randomly test you. If I find that you're using any kind of alcohol or illegal drugs, I'll revoke your bond, put you in jail. That's all I'm gonna do right now. Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have liability insurance in your name? You may continue to drive, but just be careful. Like I said, no drugs, no alcohol. They're gonna call you to test. You have to go test. If you don't, then a warrant issues.
I just want you all to know, I was driving around Texas with someone without a Texas driver's license. Yes, I was, but he wasn't drunk.
Now you have a lawyer, he'll take care of you. I'll waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you got to stay in touch, and then they'll tell you when you have to come back. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and you're not answering phone calls, then again, I'll issue a warrant. Do you have any questions? Okay, so really the only thing right now is just no drugs, no alcohol. That's it. All right, okay, guys, please.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, page 13, Kennedy, come on up.
We're focusing on the no Texas driver's license, guys.
Morning, Ms. Kennedy.
I didn't.
Ma'am, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Now, I checked his truck while he stepped away for a minute. I looked in his glove box, Kinsley, and I saw. Just kidding. I didn't. He didn't step away for a minute.
Going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On October 9th, 2024, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle parked at a community center in Harris County, Texas, while on patrol. The officer observed the defendant with an open driver's side door, and through that
Tomorrow. I'm playing it tomorrow. I completely forgot.
door, dump a pile of tobacco on the ground with a brown hand-rolled cigar in her hand. Upon seeing the defendant dump the cigar, and upon seeing the officer, the defendant grabbed her sweatshirt, knocked the cigar onto the ground, and covered the cigar. The officer made contact with the defendant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana. The officer told the defendant what he saw and what she had, and the defendant asked the blunt. The defendant retrieved the blunt from under the sweatshirt and handed it to the officer. The officer observed the cigar to contain a green leafy substance recognized to be marijuana from his training and experience. A search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer found a clear plastic bag containing marijuana in the center console. The weight was 2.3 grams. The defendant was parked approximately 191 feet from the public pool.
Okay, let's go through this again. She just parked somewhere? Is that what you're saying?
She's parked and she opens her door and dumps, it says, a pile of tobacco on the ground.
So that's what drew the
attention of the officer, yes. And then he confronted her about what he saw and then he also saw her with a cigar in her hand, and he believed that to be a blunt. And then she asked about it, or he asked her about what he saw. He told her, I saw you dump it. He saw in her hand the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever he said that, she asked the blunt. And then that's what gave him, as well as a strong odor of marijuana, probable cause to search the vehicle.
So him going to the vehicle at that point,
Kingsley, your dad is amazing, and I'm so glad we got to spend his birthday with him, but I feel bad that you didn't. But we made sure he had a great, great time at dinner, and he is amazing. He really is.
He also smells it.
He also smells it, yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Kennedy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm not putting any conditions on you now. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, ma'am? Do you have liability insurance in your name? You sure? Okay. How old are you? You're 20. What do you do for a living?
I just graduated college and I work at the airport.
Great. You graduated college? Doing what?
I got my associate's degree,
Okay. In what?
general arts, kinesiology,
Okay.
coached event.
And
I was
so,
on a scholarship.
so now what are you doing at the airport?
I just do boxes. I work for Amazon Prime warehouse in there.
So what are you going to do now?
I'm just working.
I like Angry Vet better. It's awesome.
I'm waiting to get back to school next semester.
Good idea. That's what I'm trying to head at. You know, get back into school. The education you get, the better off you are in life. The more money you're going to make. That's what it's about. This life is about money. You have a lot of money. It's a very sweet life. If you ain't got no money, it's not a sweet life. You know, the more schooling you do. You want to apply for an appointed lawyer? Okay. So, well,
This is my first time. I don't know if I need a lawyer.
you definitely need a lawyer, 100%. There's a lot of consequences that can come from a case like this, and you're facing 6 months in jail. So you 100% need a lawyer. The two options you have is you can go hire a lawyer, or you can apply for a court-appointed lawyer. What would you like? Deputy, do you mind getting an application? I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, we'll have you sign a reset, and then after that, we'll just have you take a sit in your box while we find a lawyer, okay?
Next is page 16, Morelli, come on up.
Very familiar to me. Do you know how? Maybe not. I represented a Morelli once, or a Morgan Morelli, actually with the same name. That's why. Okay. Ms. Morelli, you are charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man. Okay.
The officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and who is also I apologize. Do you want me to keep going?
Go ahead.
Okay. And
Sorry.
no problem. The officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and was observed to be bleeding from her mouth and face. The complainant stated the defendant physically attacked her in the defendant's kitchen after a verbal argument about the complainant calling out the defendant for taking drugs. The complainant stated the defendant was beating the living hell out of me. The complainant stated she doesn't know exactly how many times the defendant struck her, so the defendant hit her numerous times with both hands and that she felt pain. The complainant stated they both had been drinking and had a couple margaritas, but that it was not the reason for the assault. The complainant stated she ran out of the defendant's house and back to her home, which is only a few houses down the street, to call for help. The complainant stated the defendant has a history of assaulting her.
There's a prior assault of a family member. Is that the same complaining witness? Let's see.
It is, Your Honor.
I have something interesting here. There's a joint. You see what was filed? A joint attorney of record. Can you appoint, or can you put two attorney of record?
We can do that if we want to agree there.
Really? Okay. Second assault of a family member against the same person. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county. And if that means putting you in jail, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, then you're to come right back. If you fail to come back, or if you fail to take the drug test, I will revoke your bond. And I'm going to tell you now, you will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
As a condition of your bond, I'm forbidding you from having any contact with Diana Morelli whatsoever, not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy to make sure that you're not using. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. I'm ordering you not to have contact with her. Can you find mom, please? Diana Morelli, please. Has a motive been granted in this case? Okay,
I just put it ready for you.
okay. So, guys, it looks like the CW is here, so.
Judge, I have all spoken with CW, and she says that her and her daughter have fixed the situation between
It
them.
doesn't, no, it's a second assault. Doesn't matter.
Just go confirm with the CW.
Yeah, and well, I'm
Oh, you're
bringing her
called-
in so that I can talk to her as well. Are you Miss Morelli? Hi, thank you so much for coming. Would you mind coming up, please? I told her that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County, no matter who it is, who they are, what is going on. And that I would, and if that means putting them in jail and making it $100,000 bond, I will do it in a heartbeat. I'm entering now what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies you as a protected individual. Ms. Morelli, you cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? This is a second assault alleged against you. The first one was dismissed. However, now I'm forbidding her from having contact with you. I've also forbidden her from consuming alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm sending her now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. I'm so much as even contemplating putting a device on her ankle so I know that she's not consuming any alcohol. She has a lot of prior violent behavior, you know, and I'm going to do everything in my power to quell it. This is the fifth, violent type of case that we have, and that's it. Historically speaking, every 2 years, there's a new case. Since 2018. Stops now. Do you understand? Okay,
Am I allowed to say anything?
well, I'd rather not.
I wish I was
She
there
has a
with you.
lawyer, you guys can talk to the lawyer. I just,
Jerry,
I've got a bunch of DAs here and everything that you guys say can be used. And now's not the best time to talk about the case. The only thing I want to know, impart to you that you are now a protected individual, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it stays like that so no one else puts their hands on you.
Fozzie, just so you know, for some people in chat, yesterday is still today. It's not just me.
Let's do this. I'm going to have her talk to the lawyer, and then we'll figure out something to do.
Where's Kay Albright? Kay, help me out here.
Well, we'll talk. For now, what I want to do is I'm going to send her for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. And then we'll have her come back and hopefully by then the lawyers will be here and then we can talk. Okay? So just don't leave for now. Okay? All right. I'm going to have you sign this order for protection now, and then we'll send you on your way, and then we'll see you back in half an hour. Okay? In the interim, you can.
I'll speak to her. Miss Morelli.
Kay Albright. Oh, boom. Kay, isn't today still yesterday? Look out your window. Nope, we're pausing the video until you answer. Boom, Fozzie, boom, Fozzie, boom.
Sean, come on up. You can try to this side.
Just come on real quick. Come on.
She's with me in Pennsylvania.
John.
See? See?
Page 6, Judge.
Okay. Is it Serrato?
Jonathan Concepcion.
Oh, Concepcion, sorry. Mr. Concepcion, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers were dispatched to an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas, after a neighbor reported she heard an altercation in the apartment above her. When officers arrived, they observed one individual standing on a balcony yelling at someone in the courtyard. And when officers approached the defendant in the courtyard, they noticed he was extremely jittery and stuttering. The officer observed the defendant reach into his pocket and throw something on the ground. The defendant also took off an apron he was wearing and threw it on the ground. In the pocket of the apron, the officers found a Xanax pill weighing 0.5 grams.
Concepcion, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir? What do you do for a living?
I'm working at Dollar General. Work at Dollar General.
Okay. How much money do you make a month?
Um,
And who do you live with?
I live with Joshua Johnson,
Who is that?
that guy in first row right there.
Is that your dad?
No, that's just my roommate. It's like a brother.
Come up, sir.
Yeah, I think she's the person we were arguing. I was arguing with.
I talked to the judge. Oh, I don't know how to do this.
No, you're okay. You just.
Yeah, don't worry, you're good. You're doing great. What's going on with you?
He takes care of me. I've been having some issues at home. Here often, I've been injuring my foot. And he, right now, while I'm healing up, he has to sometimes pick me up, sometimes like that. And,
You don't have to touch.
okay, help me get around the house. So it's hard without him being in my home. I don't feel safe without him. So, you know, I don't know what's going on. But Your Honor, I'll explain something to you. When he's not around, the Baytown police will go around saying that they will find any reason to take this man to jail. Any reason. They just look for a reason. And I get tired of hearing that. Well, I go out to where my girlfriend works at, and I gotta listen to this.
Okay.
He's taking care of me right now because my provider services, we're trying to get it back. So, you know, he helps coach for like he can food poisoning.
So you guys live in an apartment?
Yes. And it's bad. I tell you, they could have found those on the ground and accused him of it.
I don't want to talk about the case, but whose name is the apartment under?
Mine.
Okay, are you on the lease?
I don't know,
No, not
but
yet.
the managers, they all know me and everything.
The manager's letting him be there to help me out.
Right.
Because sometimes there's some issues with me to get scared a lot. But with him there, I'm safe.
So the only thing I'm going to ask you now, Mr. Concepcion, don't use any dope or alcohol. I'm going to test you. If I find that you're using alcohol and any kind of dope, I'm going to lock you up. Don't use any alcohol or dope. As long as you can do that and stay out of trouble, you'll be fine with me. If you need, I can appoint your lawyer today so you guys can figure out what to do. Do you have any open cases at this time anywhere else?
No.
Can you run an NTIC, please? Okay. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, you're gonna get with pretrial years. You're gonna sign your bond conditions, just no drug, no alcohol. And then I'm gonna have you talk to,
He can't do anything. Because he watches me when I'm drinking. That way I don't go outside. I
but
see
then
it.
this is gonna be a problem. Your pressure is an absolute,
Okay.
you know, if you're drinking and you're getting loaded,
He hasn't drank in a long time, like.
but understand peer pressures.
Oh, I don't know anything about it. That's when-
If you're drinking and you're getting intoxicated, the likelihood of him wanting to partake will be very, very, you're not listening.
Okay.
Sir, listen,
Okay.
I'm trying to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
If you were drinking, you're consuming alcoholic beverages and you're doing a lot of it, and he's there, he's gonna want to do the same thing.
Yes, sir.
And it's gonna create a problem.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
So be careful what you do, where you go, because you could potentially get him in trouble as well if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, you know? So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, be careful.
I just
Okay.
never been through this process before.
All right. So let's do this. I'm gonna have you sign a reset. After that, I'm gonna have you take your seat in the jury box while we find your lawyer, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Your Honor, appears he may be on a deferred out of the 263rd for an ag assault.
Oh, yeah, I've been on it for about 2.5 years.
Asked you if you had any open cases, and you said no.
Oh, I thought you meant like a new case. No, yeah, I've been on probation for about 2.5 years. Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant like anything that's new. That's what they always ask me.
I don't understand.
I drug test you now, what's gonna show up?
Nothing.
Sending you now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Yeah, you're on probation for a very serious case where you're looking at what? 2 to 20?
Yeah, this.
Stop. Yeah, it's a second-degree felony, and you're not supposed to get in trouble, and now you've picked up a new case. It's very possible now they issue a felony warrant on your behalf. You're not supposed to get in trouble. I'm sending you now for a drug test. You
Not
must
even
come
close.
right back.
Not even
If you don't take the
close.
test, if you don't come back, I'm telling you now, I'm going to revoke your PR bond. You're not going to get any more. Do you understand? Okay, so just take a seat from me momentarily. I'm going to send him for a drug test. We're going to have him come back. And then I'm going to give him a lawyer and we'll go from there. But just, everything's okay for the moment, okay? You're fine, okay? All right. I'm going to have you sign a reset and then I'm going to have you take your seat while we wait for pretrial to send you for a test, okay? Please.
Right this way. Get inside for your reset. That's what we're doing.
It looks kind of empty today, but it,
Last
I
one
mean,
there.
I was late, but I was there and it didn't feel empty.
Mr. Ramirez, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. That makes it a class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The complainant and the defendant are in a dating relationship. The officers were dispatched to a family disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated that her and the defendant got into an argument. The defendant stated, "I am going to kill you." He then told her, "I'm going to have someone kill you." The complainant stated she believed the defendant's threats were credible due to the defendant's behavior.
And he bakes.
Okay, so I see that he has a prior felony assault.
Yeah, bakes.
Tell me it's the same complaining witness. It
Or
looks
it's a
like it
different-
may have been pled down too.
It's a different complaint, Your Honor.
And we love, love, love replay crew, which is very hard for me to say. So don't make me say that again. But we love you.
Yeah, it looks like he had a prior impeding breath case. It was pled down to time served on a misdemeanor.
Don't send them back here.
Do you have anything?
Judge, I spoke to the complainant in this case. She is requesting that we request that there's no contact. I believe that she is very fearful of the defendant. And we're also going to be asking for an emergency order of protection in this case. She's moved out of the house and she's moved in with her mother. But as far as I know, the defendant is aware of that and is aware of where.
So the address that you have listed in the order for protection now, do we keep that? This is the 9810. Did you know where she moved to by chance? Yeah. That's what I figured. So
You misjudged Reese.
do you mind? Because
in
we need to
all
know
of his
whether we need to
glory.
amend this or not. And it looks like the order for protection has already been entered. Mr. Ramirez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case, and I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of any weapons. A protective order has been issued in this case. I suggest you get to know it, because if you violate the protective order, they will file additional charges against you, a violation of a protective order. And I'm telling you now, that is one of the worst misdemeanor cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a DPO, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond. Zero bond until this case is over with, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person of Harris County. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. No
No contact, no weapons. Don't use anyone to try to get contact with this person. As it stands now, we're going to see whether this is a good address or not. If it is not, if she's not at this address, then we can change it.
Morgan has a new address.
I do have the address.
It's not the 9810.
Correct, Judge. I have the updated address.
Okay, so do you want to do a new one with that address on, or do you want to just put any
Scratch it,
address?
And then can you do an NCIC data entry, with the correct address?
Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you, at this point, go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir. Okay. Can you file
That's
no
so
contact
cute,
in the
Ally.
Yes, sir.
I have so much to clean in my house right now. It's embarrassing. Can I just move into your little rabbit's mess, please? I just live there.
Hey. Hi.
I had emailed the state already, but I just wanted to let you know that the judge in Fulton signed to vacate the warrant for Barry.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job. Look at you. Great.
People are saying, to me, I'm like, no, you are. But they're in there, so I guess when they
Your
come.
tenacity shines.
Yeah,
So is he still with us now?
yeah.
Do you want me to send him back down so they can go
Yeah.
release him? How soon can you send someone down? You gotta wait till 10:30 or what?
Unless there's an emergency, yes.
Okay, so we'll send him down at 10:30.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Mr. Barry, because they're going to, Georgia will vacate the warrant now, and then that way Harris County will release him.
Okay, well, it'll still be a few hours before they can even do that part, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be at least 6 to 8 hours, but he'll be released today. Do you know if Day's gonna issue a nollie or what's he
Yeah,
gonna
so I already
do?
emailed so the clerk is actually emailing me the order. I just got on the phone with her, so once she.
Hey.
It's off docket, it's.
Oh, that's a
it's
lawyer.
for,
Hold on, I'm looking, guys. I'm looking.
Martina Alvarado, I have hospital records or discharge papers.
Finally.
Where have you been? Been forever.
Come on, buddy.
Morning, Mr. Silva. Good morning, Honor. Mr. Silva, you're charged with 2 cases. Charged driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with possession of marijuana. Is the weed case getting dismissed, Mr. Seguin?
Yes, the POM, yes, that's right.
Okay, so it looks like as part of the plea bargain agreement, they're going to dismiss the marijuana case against you. You're pleading on the DWI. You need to understand that the DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. This is important because when you get pulled over, what do you think an officer does?
You're gonna check if I'm either high or drunk.
Well, the first thing, they're going to look at your record.
They don't
They're going to see that you
shit.
have a prior DWI.
Never.
If they come up to you and
Never.
smell alcohol or dope, what do you think they're going to do?
I know, it's my fault. I know, I'm aware.
What we're doing today, you will now forevermore be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? No more proverbial slaps on the wrist from now on. It's a minimum of
Not
30 days
true.
in jail.
Not 100% true. I can get some French trials in the international something. A lot of French trials. Actually, French is the main language in these international trials. French is the main language, and I have to find an English channel. But like, there's a lot of them. They're interesting too. They're really good, but I couldn't play them here because the attention span is just here. They would never be able to listen to French and nope, that just it just wouldn't happen.
Okay, you give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. It will go on your record and it'll be there forever. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I will send you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
On the third charge, I was worried about that. Is a dishwasher at Mambo's and makes $1,800. And besides every, the light, water, gas, it's got a quick cash loan, Judge, that they've had him for years. At the interest, he has to pay $450 twice a month on that.
What?
Yeah. So I'm just for a loan that he borrowed some money, and I was just going over this.
That's insanity.
I had got a good
What
chunk
interest
of,
rate is that? 50%?
I think they said probably 40. They told me if I pay less than the minimum or don't pay past the minimum, they increased the payment wise. Before it was like
You need to
380.
get that thing paid off, man. They're
That's what
taking you
I'm
for a
trying
ride and then some. That's lunacy.
I had to fix my truck. The transmission was messing up, so I needed to borrow a good chunk of money to try to rebuild the transmission. on
That's
it.
usurious.
Sorry.
That's usurious.
No, it's
Usury.
It's like, what? I said,
Don't. You got to go pay that thing off, man. If you got to go sell the truck to go pay that thing off, that's what you got to do.
That's what I'm thinking about because I can't drive. It's messing up on me now. So.
even the court costs, like we were,
It would cost you more or it cost you less to take an Uber everywhere than what you're paying for that payday loan. That's.
Well, at this point, I'm thinking about considering a bike to take to work, so I'm not worried about Uber. I'm not too far from my job, so it won't be too much.
If you're paying that much money, you're better off renting an apartment close to the Mambo where you work and taking a bike and sell your car to pay off that loan. That's ludicrous.
Bike ride to my house is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. Not too far. But as of right now, I can't.
It's a given. Okay. But I'm going to tell you now, if you come back here with another DWI, I'm going to tell you what he's asking me to do is he's asking me to wipe off about $3,500 worth of court costs, fines and fees to DPS that you would otherwise be paying today. When you get a DWI second, it hits around $7,500 and greater. Get ready, because you come back with the DWI, it's very possible that that happens. Think before you get into a car. Even if you've had half a beer, you get pulled over, it's not gonna go well. Don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol. Do you understand? We're not gonna play this game again. Okay, all right, you got it. Yeah. Okay. That really makes me mad, how they just do that. That's just, that's absolutely, that. Can't they not report them, man? Isn't there some kind of governmental agency that you can report the kind of behavior? Yes, you get, yes, there always is.
But since it's a payday loan and all that, what I understood is they can charge whatever they want, any interest rate they want.
No,
The person signs
no,
it.
I can't believe that's the law. I can't believe it.
I agree.
Ms. Ely.
3,000, right?
Yeah, 3,000 and then whatever the full cost. Wait a second. That wasn't above a 0.15, was it?
All right, let me see. On Mr. Silva's? No, you're right.
Yeah, 3,000. Okay, Mr. Ely. Hey,
I'm approaching on David Crumpholz Padilla, and have you had a chance to look at the TRAS? Okay. So in Brazos County, I actually just moved from there 6 months ago. They don't file cases right away. So he was arrested on the 28th. I think they got his blood. So in my experience, it may take 4 or 5 months before they file it. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So
what are you suggesting?
You know, I think that
he needs help.
He does need help.
He needs help. There's no doubt about it.
I think
I mean,
that's,
he's blacking out. He's memory loss due to alcohol. He's injuring himself because of alcohol. Can't stop. So it's a cry for help. So I want him to get help. But what they're suggesting is inpatient, outpatient. So what we'll do is I will give him the opportunity and I'm going to tell him, you muck it up. Next time it's going inpatient and that's it. Do you mind bringing him out? So let's extend it for a year. Where's he living now?
he lives in the Woodlands now.
Okay. Is there?
He has family here, actually in court. So I don't.
Here.
His mother is here.
Oh, great. Come up. Wonderful. I'm so happy you're here. Yay. Is it, are you dad? Stepdad. I'm so happy you're here. This is great. I'm gonna bring him out now. And I gotta say, I'm happy that you didn't bond him out. Great. He needs to learn that it's not a joke. And I think that so far he's been taking it as a joke. So essentially.
Burberry. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it, Charlotte. So here they have lots of trials. It's not very hard. I mean, it's not very easy to find. So like, this is the same trial. These are all in different languages. It says English here, but I can't open it. Yeah, I can. I can open it. You'll see it's English, but I don't think people would sit and listen to it.
Departs from the charges, which alleged at paragraph 477 that the two individuals were flogged 40 times each. And neither the pre-trial chamber nor the trial chamber have the power to amend or aggravate a factual charge. Third, the evidence relied upon to convict Mr. Alassane cannot support a finding beyond reasonable doubt that there was more than 40 flogs for the purpose of sentencing. In Judge Akane.
Okay. So they're speaking English right now. She's speaking English. Most of the people here speak French. And then the translator translate. It's just, I picked one where they're speaking English because, that's my luck. But I can get French trials here all the time.
He is not a detainee like the others. His particularly
French.
traumatic experience of detention prior to his arrival in The Hague has left its mark and has aggravated his.
See, it's hard to keep up with. See, the attention span here, it wouldn't work. I can't see anybody sitting through this and listening to this. Maybe I'll try to find one and test it and try it out, but I'll have to look for a good one. All right, Burberry. Sorry.
Actually, what we did was I had him evaluated to see what's going on in his life, what he's doing, where he's going. It's not gone well, Ninth grade education, got his GED, which is great, but it looks like it's just gone downhill. Coming up, Mr. Krumholtz.
I need those slide it for me.
Guys, if you go that.
No, family.
No, you can't.
Come on around.
Okay, it's a security
I need
issue.
you this way for me. Counselor, I need you. Step this way. There you go. All right.
So the deal is this, is that the alcohol is kind of ravaged him. We have self-destructive behavior. We've got memory loss, blackouts. From what is reported, wants to stop but can't stop kind of thing. The report says and indicates that you are to do intensive outpatient treatment program followed by supportive outpatient treatment program. I want to give you the chance to do this, Mr. Krumholtz, but I want you to understand that I'm not playing games. And that's why you are now still sitting in orange. And I'm not going to play this game with you again. I will give you but one opportunity to try to do this on your own. And if you're incapable of stopping, if you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to put you into an inpatient treatment facility. It's going to happen. It's whether are you going to be able to do it on your own? If not, then we're going to do it my way. And you're not going to like the way that I do it. But it's going to happen one way or the other. And I can extend you for the next 3 years, and I'll do it in a heartbeat to make sure that you're clean and sober.
Yell at her. Yell at Monica. She needs it.
Not only does he have the case with us, but he has another one
Ground
in another
her.
county. I don't know. Have you spoken to Mr. Elick yet? Okay. The problem is this, is that how are you going to pay for it?
How's he gonna pay for it?
Because while he's in custody, I can pay for things. When he's out of custody, I can't pay for it. And I'll tell you, the intensive outpatient is around $500 to $600. How are you going to pay for this, Mr. Krumholtz? When is the last time you've had a job?
Mom's wearing
I haven't
Burberry.
had work in about a
So
month, but
beforehand,
landscaping, like I said, Your Honor. And around this time is when I start doing Christmas lights. Well, my stepdad does the same thing, but I kind of learned from him, so I typically do it around this season.
There's no greater role model than a dad or a mom, really.
Think you'll be able to pick up enough business to pay for, pay for this?
Do you think he'll qualify for TAP funding?
I'm not sure what he reported to the probation officer, but he will another financial affidavit and see if he qualifies for that.
Okay, we're gonna have you do an affidavit, financial affidavit, in hopes that you can qualify so that we can pay for it for you. If I can't, I want to pay for it for you. If I can, I will. That way you don't have to worry, because money is an additional stress that we don't need. I want him to have a device though. Okay, yeah, I want you to have a device so that I know that you're not consuming alcohol. And if the one time you consume alcohol, you will get another warrant and you will stay with me this time. And I'm going to tell you now, the treatment facility, the program is a minimum 6 to 8 months if you respond well to treatment. If not, you could be potentially there for 1.5 years in a treatment facility. Do you understand? It's going to happen one way or the other. That's it. So once he's released, must have a job within 30 days. So you have your own company, or What about,
Pressure washing, exterior cleaning, we do Christmas lights about this time.
what about Mr. Crumpholz working?
So we don't have the work right now. I have 2 employees currently. It just wouldn't be fair to.
No, and I'm not asking you to do anything that would, yeah, okay.
But I have told David that in fact, for example, you have 2 weeks of parking lot striping coming up next week that, you know, I would like him to be there. He's an amazing, amazing worker when his head is in the game. When the emotions, all those things get involved.
It's a great sign.
It gets a little more difficult, but.
That's the idea.
I love watching parking lot striping.
You got to understand that this life, this life is a journey, Mr. Crumpholz. And I'm going to tell you now, how old are you? You're 22. If you don't have any money, your life really is going to suck. Really, really bad. The divorce rate is so high in this country because one reason. No one has money. And when you don't have money, what happens? You start fighting. And when you fight, what happens?
That's
And it's
not
a
why I got
cyclical
divorced.
process. It's over and over and over. People fight. They have no money. They have no education. They have no way of getting money. And they can't buy anything. And then they finally end up getting divorced. You set yourself up now and you work your ass now so that when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you have money. You can go on fabulous vacation, fabulous trips. You can buy a Jaguar, you know, go to, you know, a Michelin star restaurant. Landscaping, you will have a very tough life. Unless you're able to have some kind of extravagant, really kick-ass business.
I put a lot of work into it. I'm very creative and something I do like to do. I slacked. I haven't been doing what I was supposed to do.
It starts with one thing, a clear head. And as he said, you're an amazing worker when you have a clear head. That's all it takes. Mind over matter. That's what it's about. So I will give you this opportunity. It's the last time. I'm not going to do this again. You test positive again. You pick up a new case. I will keep you with me for a very long time. Do you guys have anything you'd like to add or state?
His name is David. Was an amazing, had a big heart. My son has a big heart and he had to go through this discipline as well. And I do believe that when David decides to honor God and surrender himself to God, there's going to be a lot of things that will happen for him. But he needs to start with him wanting to be better.
When you get out of here, where are you going?
Probably back to my grandma's house.
Oh, so that's what I'm getting at, you know. I'd like to do that, and there's a couple of things that I'd like to do. I want to give him a curfew because I don't think anything good will happen in the middle of the night. I don't want you out in the middle of the night because there's nothing good that happens at 2 a.m, and I don't want you out. I want you to stay with mom so that she knows where you're going at all times.
And Victoria, in case you missed it yesterday, thank everybody at Court 5 for the gift you guys gave me. Thank you so much. You did not have to do that. I appreciate you all.
And I want you to either faithfully work or get back into school full time. If it were me, I would have you get back into school because the more education you get, it correlates the more money you make in life. That's it. You know, in life, if something was easy, everybody would be doing it. No, it's very, very difficult to be a doctor. That's why they make so much. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Landscaping is an easy thing. That's why it's so difficult to make a lot of money in it. But if you get into school, get a great education, and you learn something that not many people know about, sky's the limit.
I'm not going to try to argue with the
I
judge.
use this example a lot, and I know I got a lot of people waiting,
They
but
make
I
a
have a
lot of
friend of
money.
mine who, you know, we all made fun of because he worked at Chick-fil-A, right? But he really liked it, and he did really well at it. Started, you know, washing dishes at Chick-fil-A. He now owns 2 Chick-fil-A's, and he's making $400,000 a year, running 2 of the most successful Chick-fil-A's here in this county. Sick money he's making a year. put his heart, put his soul into it. God, this guy's, that's what's great about this country.
I think me and a whole bunch of people in this chat also make sick money a year. Very, very sick.
That's what you need. And that's what's gonna happen. And if not, you stay with me. You understand? So for the time being, you live with mom, you've got a curfew, job within 30 days. Let's get the TAP funding and then IOP, SOP. And then, so the other thing is that he's got the case in the other county. I don't want him traveling other than having to deal with the case in that county as well.
Which device do you want me to get, the alcohol monitoring device?
The cheapest one, probably the portable device. Yeah. If you ever have any questions, if you ever have any issues, you know where to find me. I can always help you. If you see him slipping up, just let me know or let Mr. Elick know, and we'll do everything we can to help him. If you ever have any issues, call us, stop by, send me an email. I'm happy to help you in any way. We have another guy that reached out to me yesterday, is having issues, right? So email me and we're doing what we can to try to help him. So that's what it's about. You got to communicate with us and we'll help you. All right? Okay.
Your Honor, I do have a question. Will there be PO reporting?
Every month, absolutely.
Testing and things like that?
Absolutely. I'm putting a device on him so I know that he's not consuming alcohol. He's going to have to blow into this device daily to prove to me he's not consuming alcohol. He's also going to have to take, weekly drug tests so that we know he's not, no marijuana, no mushrooms, no, nothing. No illegal drugs. You should be clean right now. Good. The next time I test you, if you test positive for marijuana, guess what happens? Right. It's not hard. Mind over matter. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming. All right. Good luck. Thank you, Ms. Reyes. Hey.
Hey, morning, Judge.
Hi.
Judge, I have Kevin Cabrera on the docket this morning. Kevin went over there to test across the street and he told him that he has a test at.
Is this because he's an officer, right?
Yes, sir.
You with public integrity?
I'm with public corruption. I'm covering for Gavin Ellis. It's his case.
Got it. Okay. What PTI did you guys offer?
Thanks, Judge. I'm still telling him to go take the.
This sounds interesting. An
I
officer
just
got
want to
in
make sure
trouble?
he's clean.
What's that, Judge?
I just want to make sure he's clean.
You got it.
He's clean, I'm okay.
We're good. Thanks, Judge.
Hi. Whoa. Wow.
We're here on Christopher Rojas.
Yes, we've already come to an agreement with the state. He's gonna do PTI, he's gonna forfeit his license. I was just told to approach about reset.
Yeah, it's old. Is this because he's an officer, right?
Yes, sir.
You with public integrity?
I'm with public corruption. I'm covering for Gavin Ellis. It's his
Got it.
case.
Okay. What PTI did you guys offer?
So we're doing an informal one where he completed driver safety course, provide proof of valid insurance, and then a notarized copy of his people surrender. And then we will.
Oh, he surrendered his T-cone. Really? Wow. Okay. It's all those 207.
So I guess that means he's not a police officer anymore, right? Right? All right. Poor guy lost his job because he didn't follow the law.
Okay.
I am ready to set.
That's what's good about working in a restaurant. I can break all the laws and no one blinks because they're all criminals.
This one for trial. However, the state has asked for a 2-week eval, and I told them that I would.
I mean, it's 160 days. If you want 2 weeks to eval it, I'm okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sure. At the next time we got to set it.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
For sure.
Maybe excuse.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, I'm sorry, but I mean, just.
Hola, buenos días, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Luis Linda.
Morning, Jeff. Nice to see you.
Solo miro después y le contesta nada más
Last
en
person on the
español.
very back docket.
Mírenlo, por favor.
Syria Mateo.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri, you're not Mateo. El teléfono le está hablando al juez, ¿cómo le parece?
All right, Mr. Zirium Mateo, you were charged with criminal trespass.
Can I just ask if anybody's thing, I can't say it because then it'll go off. Did anybody else's thing go off at your home when when he said that?
Order in the court, please. Sin permiso.
Come to my attention that you have now picked up 2 felony offenses.
Dos ofensas por delito mayor.
So what happened in those cases?
Trespass or?
No, in the felony cases.
Felonies, so he's charged with fraudulent use of ID, so it says the officer dispatched to a Wheeler Transit Center and he observed the complainant holding the defendant on the ground. He had a verbal exchange with the complainant and then spat in the complainant's face. Once the defendant was searched.
Wait, he spat in the complainant's face?
Yes, Your Honor. And then once the defendant was searched, entered into arrest, they found a bank card belonging to another complainant. And in regard to the harassment of a public servant case.
Get upset getting arrested?
That was
Yes, Your Honor.
awesome.
Let me see how that one's played as.
Oh, is there an ice holder?
Hay orden de detención de inmigración.
Currently, I don't see an ice hold.
Actualmente no veo orden de detención de inmigración.
Last page on the document. We gave you a PR bond, Zerio Mateo. The only thing I asked you is don't get in trouble. You've now picked up 2 felony cases. As a result, I'm now going to revoke your bond and I'm going to raise it to 5,002. If you are able to bond out, you must appear here the next day. Looks like your bonds up in the felony courts are set around 15,000. You guys show an immigration detainer? You do not? Okay. So far, there's no immigration detainer, and I don't know. Ernesto, the felonies are set for 11/14. You want to set them for after? Or closer to? What would you like?
I can do the 15th, Judge.
Yeah, it's up to whatever you'd like. 11/15 would be, it's a Friday, so. Okay. All right, so you know that's what's expected of you, Mr. Zirium. If you bond out, you must appear here the next day.
Al siguiente día.
So we can give you bond conditions.
Para poder darle sus condiciones de fianza. Okay.
Mi hermano.
Oh, Your Honor. As it's played, so the complainant that he spit in the face of is the public servant. Yes, and then the complainant of the fraud case is the one that owned the card that was found on the defendant.
Que se le encontró en posesión del acusado. Señor, le voy a pedir por última vez, solo mire el juez.
Esa tarjeta la encontré nomás en el
Ok,
suelo.
muy bien. Voy a irte con el oficial.
Síguelo.
One says public. Come on.
Morning, Your Honor.
Hey.
Here on a Fabian Adami. He is in present court. He did.
Just when you think Carl can't get more Texas, he gets more Texas.
Come up, Mr. Adami.
GED course, he's not got it enrolled in yet. He has paperwork to get enrolled, but he has to pay for it yet.
He what?
GED, you also wanted him to get enrolled in the G for his GED course.
I asked you to do 2 things, Mr. Adami. The first thing I asked you to do was, anger management classes because.
Yeah, because I have a.
Don't say anything. The other thing I asked you to do was enroll into a GED or like type program because you don't have a high school diploma, do you?
No, but I'm already enrolled in Penn Foster, but I need to pay. So that's why I barely started working. So I could pay. I haven't got paid yet. That's why.
This is really important. You can't go through life without a high school diploma. And every time you come here, I'm going to keep nailing that into your head so that at some point you get your GED or high school equivalent. You're going to get nowhere. You're going to make pennies to what other people make until at the minimum you have a high school diploma.
You should try living with me because, okay, obviously our Google thing is up in the bathroom because we need to hear music when we're in the shower or we'll have nothing to play our tambourine with. Anyway, so it's upstairs. I use this Google thing all of the time. Whenever a thought passes my brain, like, how much does a whale weigh or whatever, no matter where I am in the house, I shout up to it to get the answer. So my poor kids, they live with me and every day, every day I shout up. I'm shouting in the house, hey, Google, how much is a whale weigh? And it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder, but they're used to it. And Google doesn't always give you the right answer. So my kids who are already annoyed that I'm screaming in the house will answer it. Because a lot of times it's like an anime question or a song. What song is this? Blah, blah, blah. And they'll just yell out and answer the question for me.
You did an anger management class.
I do
This
that
is great.
too. I do that too. Cat noises, dog noises, mouse noises, squirrel noises, and my cats hate it.
Good job. I really hope that you took it to heart and you learn, because the idea is you don't want to pick up any more of these cases, and with patience, you won't. This is great work.
Thank you.
So how soon do you think you'll be able to start the G?
Probably because I still gotta pay my bond, my monitor.
No, I'm paying everything for you.
No, I'm
He
paying
also
the
has a
bond.
felony court.
I was
He has
paying
conditions in felony.
You know.
court,
uh, No, I have to pay for the bond.
Can I pay for the felony one too?
Can I ask one question also?
Like,
That money can be used for him to get the GED.
correct.
Joe Wells is a lawyer upstairs.
Who?
Joe Wells.
Yeah, Joe Wells is the attorney upstairs. He did have to go back to court up there because he got a BVR because we changed the address down here in this court for him to stay away from and to the correct address for the complainant witness. They didn't change it upstairs. So he had to go back to court, I think last week or something, and they had to.
Have to be very careful.
Get that straightened out.
Bond is really high there. And if you violate your conditions, they're gonna revoke it, and they're gonna raise it, and they're probably gonna make it $50,000.
I used to play 21 questions with it, but I used to get into fights with this thing. When I tried to play 21 questions, like it cheats, it forgets what it was at the beginning and it changes it. So when you're asking 21 questions, don't play 21 questions. Don't do it. It just gets you mad. You're just gonna scream and yell at it.
And you'll be stuck like Chuck in jail. So you gotta be very careful. If they give you a curfew, if they give you an exclusion zone, don't do it. Don't go there and stick to the curfew. It looks like they've already given you one pass. It's probably not gonna happen again. Be careful, Mr. Adami.
Yes, sir.
It's only because they didn't have the address correction made upstairs in felony court. We corrected it down here, but they didn't do it upstairs until they filed the BVR. And then I sent Joe Wells proof that the complainant witness was at a different address.
Do you mind letting him know that because of the cost, it's preventing him from doing?
Right. I'll send an email to Joe. Sure.
Oh, because I was gonna ask about the timing too. If I could change it, like, because I want to get another job, but
Well,
since I'm like,
the curfew is upstairs, not down here.
I don't.
Oh,
Guys, do I have him on a curfew?
I tell it to tell me a story all the time too. Tell me a story.
I don't think you did, Judge. I think you just had the exclusions on.
No.
The curfew is upstairs in the. So this judge has no jurisdiction.
I can't take the curfew off. And I can't pay for it upstairs, otherwise I would too. You know?
I'll send Joe an email.
Please hold all conversations, please.
Please. So,
You want to resend it for about 3 weeks, come back with GED?
Well,
do your best to get
Yes, sir.
working on your GED. I'm telling you, it's the best thing for you, right?
thank you.
And do you want parents required to show proof of the GED? I'll resend it for about 3 weeks.
Thanks, Carl.
Have a seat.
What, Mr. Adami?
Thank you, Judge.
Second. Ms. Collins, I'm sorry, so sorry to keep you waiting.
That's okay, Your Honor.
I didn't realize I have a lot of people trying to get in and because of what other people do, I'm kind of reluctant to really just let anybody in, and I didn't realize that. Anyways, how can I help you, man?
I approached you yesterday on Cameron Crozier.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
a motion. Right. So I was going to try to get it resolved yesterday, but he had not been brought up yet from the jail, and it's a chief case, so the chief wasn't there either. He went ahead and bonded
Order in the court.
So he did come to court today, but
Okay.
I'm just asking for like a short reset because I just got attached so I can go over the case and then we can pretty much resolve it at the next court date.
You tell me when you want.
2 weeks.
Okay. I'm showing, I don't understand. I'm showing bond made.
Because he is on bond. They bonded out last night, and so he's here. He's actually in the jury box right now. So they gave him a date of the 24th is what I think he told me that was on his bonding paperwork.
Did he give him a PR on,
That I don't know.
$3,000. And his family paid.
Come up, Mr. Crozier.
Only reason I've kind of helped him before.
Judge, could you sign the motion to sub on that one?
I don't have it.
Yeah, we did the motion to sub yesterday.
I don't believe you. We'll get it and I'll sign it, I promise.
Okay, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna play this game with you again. Next time, we have conditions for a reason. Your battery died, stop. It doesn't matter, sorries, regrets, no. You have bond conditions, and when you fail to live up to the conditions, your bond gets revoked and you go to jail.
Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna play this game with you again. The next time the battery dies, so does your bond, and next time it's gonna go way high.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're charged with harboring a runaway child. This case is 657 days old. It is time to take care of it. 2 weeks, Ms. Collins?
Yes,
and then
Your Honor.
Play your trial at the next setting. Do you have an offer on this case now?
There was a 200-day offer on this.
200 days the offer now. Get ready. At the next setting, we will either set up a trial or you must accept the offer. Do you understand? So he needs his device back on today. Waive the fee. Anything else you'd like to add, Ms. Collins?
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay, so
October 30th.
October 30th or 31st?
October 30th.
Done. Okay, see you in 2 weeks, Mr. Crozier. You must get the device today.
Yes, sir.
I think his wife is trying to. I'm not sure that's important.
Come up, man. I think it's perhaps his wife, Ms. Collins. I don't know. We'll see. I'll make sure that nothing is said that. Is that your baby?
We'll stand by the baby.
That's our
Stand-
child, yes.
I just asked the other deputy to stand by the baby. Come on up real quick.
So I don't want to talk about the case. What did you want to say?
I did just want to say I was the one who bonded him out the first time around, and I was the one who bonded him out this time around. And I do want you to know, yes, I understand the bond violations and what happened, but I would not have done it if I did not trust that he was going to do the right thing this time around. He got a job, we have our baby to take care of, and he is trying to provide, he is trying to do right. And I would not have done it if I didn't trust that he was trying.
It's not hard to charge a battery, right? this battery went dead
It was
and it's
35, Judge.
been dead. So there's just no excuse. We have bond
Yes, sir.
conditions for a reason. And when you don't bond conditions, there are serious consequences. And the problem is that every time you violate bond conditions, all you're doing is you're enriching bonding companies. You're giving money away that you would normally give to the baby. But
I assure you there would be no problem.
All I'm asking for is just another chance so that he can
well,
show.
he's walking out of here today. I mean, I'm not taking him into custody now. He is gonna still have the ankle monitor on now. The
Yes, sir.
case is very old and it's time to make a decision on what we need to do. So I'm going to give you guys 2 weeks. It is your responsibility to get with Ms. Collins, go through the evidence, and you guys decide what you want to do. But at the next setting, you either accept the plea bargain or get set for trial. And I'm going to tell you now, it's going to be a very fast trial. It's not going to be set to the new year. It's going to be within a month. We're going to go to trial. You understand? Okay, all right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. And thank you for being patient.
No problem.
John D.
Somebody has a.
This is Mr. Ms.
Alan?
Washington, I'm sorry about. I said Mr.
No worries. Get take care of yourself. No worries, brother.
Oh, I ain't worried about.
This is Ms. Washington.
I just called him Mr.
Good morning.
Kelly, that's logical.
What are we doing, Alan?
Plea for 180 days.
What is it?
Plea for 180 days.
180 days? Is there any restitution that's due and owing? Shh.
Don't believe so, not pursuant to the agreement, Your Honor.
Okay.
Pure fire.
So the cases upstairs, has anything happened on those yet or no? They're still open?
They're still open, Your Honor.
Ms. Washington, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 180 days in jail with 52 days credit. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. Because of your priors, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any other cases that you pick up. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. Is this what you want to do, ma'am? How do you plead to the offense? I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to the agreement. Good luck, man. Okay, thanks, Alan.
Who else is you?
Hey, John.
Judge, we just have a quick plea on Mr. Luis Vallejo. Should be in front of you. May I bring him up, Judge?
Please.
Please.
Good morning, Mr. Vallejo. Good morning. Mr. Vallejo, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. If you ever pull over in a car and officers want to see a prior DWI, what do you think they're going to do if they smell alcohol or dope on you? From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. So the proverbial slap on the wrist, you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization, you give up the right to appeal. So you don't want to do a PTI. You don't want to do a PTI on this thing.
That's like a probation. We'll talk about it.
You realize that once you plead guilty, it's going to go on your record. You can never take it off. It's there for the next, well, until you die.
Bobby, he's one of the people in our chat. He sent me a YouTube link, which I'm not going to resend because I'm gonna tell you what you can type in to find it. Hannah Sabata, Sabata, bank robbery, original video. This woman, it was crazy. The the video just keeps getting more and more and more crazy. So she committed some crimes and went to jail. Now, after Bobby sent me that, I looked her up and she her life just took a nosedive since then. And it is the craziest story. Hannah Sabata, Sabata, bank robbery, original video. It's like black and white, a little blonde haired girl sitting on the floor. If you have time, watch it because I can't play it here because there's I think Green Day in it, I think, and criminal activities are happening in this video. And no one gets hurt. Nothing. It's not like that. It's just crazy.
Even after you die, it's still there.
Sure.
This is a lifetime decision. There's no coming back. You sure?
Sure.
Okay. How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. Are you appointed or retained? What do you do for a living, Mr. Vallejo?
Some mechanics. Diesel mechanics, sir.
How much money do you make a month?
I think it's, but it's about
a week.
That's because I pay child support.
Oh, good. Does it come out of your check?
Out of my check already.
Wonderful. That's great. Okay. All right. I have to suspend your license. I'm going to suspend it for 90 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, guys.
The 90 days, sir? 90
Yes, sir. I have to. That's the minimum. Don't drive until you get a license. Otherwise, you're going to be right back over here. Okay. All right. Good luck. Are you ready? You ready? Yeah.
I have two coming out for pleas that need Louise.
But I think, you ready? Come on.
Let me go to court aid off the bat.
Judge, Miss Morelli's back. You asked her to get tested, so she currently tested negative. I don't have a document though. They usually give them, I'm assuming they give them.
She tested negative.
Wonderful. Great.
So Judge, she tested negative for alcohol, tested negative for everything. Could I, because we talked about the portable and all that, Judge. So Judge has her own business. She's a personal trainer. She has a lot of clients, Judge. Could I propose this, Judge, just because any device I think would be an obstacle to her business, just the way she interacts with her clients, et cetera. And again, I understand the position of the court. The theme of alcohol runs through the first alleged assault and now this assault. Could I propose, Judge, that instead of requiring the portable, that she maybe be asked to submit to a random more frequently than usual, say every week she comes in and does a random, Judge, to ensure that she's not using. And I think that strikes a better balance. It'll allow her to work. It won't hamper her ability to earn a living. It'll assure this court that she's not using alcohol.
That's what you want. I'll have her come twice a week. Test here. That's what you want.
Okay. Can I?
Yes. Take your time. All right. Lena. Miss Wright.
Did you call? I'm sorry, Judge.
Yeah, Elena, I'm ready. You ready?
Okay, yes, it's Katavia Adami. That's the one from
Yes, I remember.
last week. I have not received confirmation yet that she has her device. Has probation received it?
No.
Probation officer that she has the money, but she didn't have a right to get the device. That's what she said yesterday.
She had the money, but she didn't have a ride to get the device. I don't know what to tell you, but she's supposed to be here if she didn't get it, and I'm gonna issue a warrant.
No, this is the one that lived,
I know, she's in Dallas, and she was supposed to get the device today. She assured us she was gonna get the device. I mean, if she really wanted to, she could have taken the bus, she could have, asked a friend to take her. But, I mean,
I wanna say, she was supposed to, and I have to check my notes, but to get it by Friday, but I was trying to get her, because I wasn't gonna be here, I was trying to get her to get it early so she could show proof. And you said, you know, if she has it early and
You're supposed
shows
to get last Friday or this Friday?
this Friday, by this Friday, I think.
Oh, well, then I'm not gonna do anything if she's supposed to get it on by this Friday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it was by this Friday. I just was approaching because I think we put it on the docket for my issue, not hers. I was hoping that she would have it by here. So that's by Thursday.
She reported last Friday, so
Yeah, she has until tomorrow. Let her know that if she doesn't get the device by tomorrow, a warrant's gonna issue. you
Yes,
know?
sir.
So either that or she's gotta be here in person to explain why. But
Yes, sir.
I mean,
And
we've really been over backwards to help her out. I don't know what else we can do, you know?
you have. I will get with Victoria. Victoria, are you going to roll it to tomorrow? What are you?
Yeah, we'll go to tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
All right, bye-bye.
Judge, can I speak with the young lady in the box over there with her lawyer outside? Is that possible? Okay, I just wanted to do that.
Did it happen?
It happened this morning, Judge, and I'm trying to get.
Yay.
confirmation. Yeah, the last issue is how do we confirm?
Hey, thanks for coming down and for the help.
Yeah.
Nathan, thanks for the help.
Sure. And I think you knew about P180, right? You know a little bit about P180. Okay, good.
Ready?
Judge, how are you doing? I'm here on Miss Luna, Cindy Luna. She's paid for everything. She's already signed all the paperwork for the PTI. You know, her problem is one that's that of economics. She has not yet gotten the portable device. She gets paid in 2 weeks to get it in. Cindy Luna.
Page 14.
9 days. Is she here?
Yes, sir.
Luna, come up.
Joaquin, you gotta be a little louder, sir. Gotta say, hey, Judge, I'm here.
Mr. Villarreal, September 26th of this year, the mitigation packet was not submitted. We told her that we had 2 weeks or else the case would be rolled day for day. Gave another 2.5 weeks to get all that done. Then we give another 2.5 weeks and now we're back and she still doesn't.
They
have it
really did.
Yeah,
Could not let Joaquin
I
alone.
mean, she had not paid the, I think the DA's fee last time, and it's her job that she's a server at the airport. She's unlimited income. She needs about 2 weeks to be able to afford the device.
Where do you work?
Polaris Lounge,
Okay. How often do you work?
5 days?
Just Fridays?
No, 5 days, 5.
5 days. Can you not pull double shifts to get extra work?
They don't give overtime.
How much money are you making a week?
Like 800 a week,
Sorry?
800 a week
And who do you live with? Who do you live with?
by myself. I pay my bills by my own.
Gilbert, I'll give you the 2 weeks. If it's not done in 2 weeks, I'm setting it for trial. I will not take any more excuses. Your case is 209 days old. If you don't have the interlock in by the next 2 weeks, then that's it. I'm not going to give you any more time. People have to have it done by 180 days. And I'm going to tell you now, statistically speaking, the longer someone takes to get into a diversion program here, historically, the higher we see that they end up messing up and they get kicked out of the program. Here we are, 210 days, still not in. No more time after the 2 weeks. It will be an immediate trial setting. You understand? Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Okay.
He does
Spoke
look
to
like
Mr.
he gets
Rowley, Judge,
annoyed.
and with the permission of the court,
Like sometimes he makes annoyed faces when other attorneys come up.
it's okay. She'd like to submit to the UAs twice a
Okay,
week.
so she has to come here every Monday and Thursday. She'll report here.
Yeah.
She'll have to take a drug and alcohol test every month, and we'll reset her. So the way we'll do it with you is we'll give you a date, 30 days out. That'll be your date. But what we'll have to do resets every Monday and Thursday for her to come and test, and then she'll come here, she'll test, and then she can go out and we'll have her sign a reset.
Yes, sir. Just two other points, Judge. This address is her, it's not the correct address, essentially, Judge. But I'm assuming since the court is allowing contact, that would be.
Passingham Drive?
Was that?
Passingham?
It's the same street, but it's a different number, is my understanding, Judge.
Of where mom lives?
Yes, Judge, but I'm assuming since the court is gonna allow contact, is she allowed to be at the
So
house,
what
Judge?
we'll do is we'll do no threatening or harassing,
Okay.
and then the MOA stays in place, all but for the residential restriction. So we'll take the residential restriction out, but everything else stays in.
Let's see, okay.
Ms. Morelli, come up.
The last condition, Judge, if I could, it asks Ms. Morelli to contact pretrial to determine the case status. She's obviously she has counsel, Judge, so can we remove that, right?
I've never
That condition?
seen that, actually. You'll have to show me that, what hurts. Usually it's something where it's random testing. Why? Okay, I'm gonna take that off. I don't see why. Thank you for bringing that. I've never seen that before.
I've never seen either.
It was through the magistrate, so we'll take it off. Ms. Morelli, I'm going to have you sign conditions now that you are not.
Order in the court.
You are not to have any threatening or harassing contact with your mother. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think is threatening. It's what she perceives. So if you buck up and go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It is. Spoken word, it doesn't have to be spoken word. Other conduct can violate this court order. If you violate this, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, and I don't care what it is, I don't care what the source is, isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, a tequila lollipop, hair dye, NyQuil, I've heard it all, and it doesn't matter to me. No means no. And we'll take copious notes that I've warned you about everything, including mouthwash, Listerine, whatever it may be. If you test positive, the bond gets revoked, you go to jail. And from now on, if you test positive, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put an ankle monitor on you that tests for alcohol. And that thing costs around $400 to $500 a month. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So everything in this order for protection will stay. The only thing that we're taking off is the residential restriction. So before you leave here, I would suggest that you get to know this thing so you know what you can and can't do. Do you have any questions?
I can contact her and be around her, just nothing harassing or threatening.
No threatening, harassing, no alcohol from any source, no illegal drugs. Correct. You have a lawyer. They will take care of you. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with them. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds if you pick up a new case, you start acting out, anything like that. Any questions?
Just Monday and Thursday.
You will report here at 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll send you the test. And then after that, you'll be go. And then you can go. If we find something we shouldn't, we'll get in contact with both of you guys. Okay? If you don't show up, a warrant will issue.
Is there a time frame that it matters for those days?
9 o'clock here in the morning. Yeah, okay.
We
All right,
excuse,
guys.
Judge? Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we should try to ferment a banana and see if it works.
Oh, no weapons. I don't know if you saw it. No weapons. Able.
Guevara, Your Honor, and Gallegos, both for pleas.
Gallegos?
Guevara.
Guevara?
Oh, Guevara. 3,059 days old, this case is. 3,059 days old, your case, Mr. Guevara Hernandez. Tell me.
He was deported, and couldn't make his court date. That's why the case is over.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Does he have another household now?
Yes, and he's being deported again.
Did he sign for voluntary departure? Do you know?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you that you need to be very careful coming back in. Because if you come back in and the federal government catches you, it's very possible they charge you with illegal reentry. And then from what I understand, that is a minimum of 5 years in federal prison. If you do things the right way, good things happen. You need to ask for permission to come into this country first. Don't just come in. Don't do that. Ask for permission first and then you come in. You are charged with driving while intoxicated and having an open container. Both of you guys have worked out agreements with your criminal cases here. Mr. Guevara Hernandez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. And Mr. Gallegos, you were charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. Both of you guys are facing, well, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. And Mr. Guevara, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine with a minimum of 5 days in jail due to the open container. Both of you guys have worked out agreements. Mr. Gallegos, your agreement is 150 days in jail with credit for the 79 days that you've done.
Wake up, Joaquin.
There is also an affirmative finding of family violence in your case. What that means is that you can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this. If you pick up a gun, I'm sorry, if you pick up a weapon, it's very possible that they charge you with a criminal case as a result.
Sure, understood.
Mr. Guevara Hernandez, and both of you guys are giving up a lot of rights by entering into these agreements. You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you guys are not citizens, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You also give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never undo this or change this. It will go on your record. It will be there forever. Mr. Gallegos, you need to understand that because this is going on your record, from now on, you will be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Shh. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Guevara Hernandez, this charge of driving while intoxicated will go on your record. If I were you, if you ever have a sip of alcohol, sip of whiskey, sip of moonshine, bourbon, vodka, Corona, Modelo, don't get into a car. Because if you get
Judge, you had me at moonshine.
pulled over, an officer will see the DWI. How do you think it will go?
Very best.
Right. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to 15 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 6 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. Well, you said he was deported, right? Okay.
I'm gonna play that list again in slow motion later.
I'll suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. It looks like you may well end up getting deported with this case again. So like I said, be careful coming back. Because if you're busted, it may not go well. Does Mr. The other gentleman have an ICE hold?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
He does have. You also have an immigration detainer as well. So if you do end up getting deported, if you want to come back to this country, do it the right way, ask for permission first. Don't just come back.
John, we don't like those type of comments.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Or how do you plead to the office? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, guys. Good luck. Take care. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Is it true that you had the open container in your car, Mr. Guevara?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yes.
What's your name? Hey, what's your?
I'm here. It's off docket on.
Guys, we made it to the end of today. We made it to the end of today. I'm going to make that clip and get it out there. I think if I remember correctly, it's like 20 minutes long, maybe a little longer. I don't know. It's really, really good. So when you have time to watch, make sure you sit down and watch this because you'll get sucked in. Don't try to work when you watch it because you won't be able to. You're going to get completely mesmerized for 24 minutes. I think, or something like that. I don't know if it's longer now that I said that, but you guys will tell me how wrong I am in comments. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. I'm going to see you in a couple hours in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, and you'll see me in a couple minutes as soon as I get this done. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. I'm looking. Behave, guys. Behave. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps. She's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. Get away, there's no alarm. Tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes there's a truth so true. With each stream she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom.